Okay, this is for my 40S Essential Math. We are going to look at a project that I'm going to count equal to how much your tests are worth. So basically this is like the same weighting as a test mark, roughly 5%. So this is the vehicle project. What you are going to do is you are going to choose a car, and we're going to be realistic here. We're going to stick to vehicles that are under $60,000. So no BMWs, no sports cars that are really expensive. Under 60,000. Now, I am going to adjust a few of the instructions here. The first one I'm going to adjust is this one. It says in the instructions to find a vehicle of the same, so you're looking for a new vehicle first. Then, before you get going on the calculating numbers and stuff, make sure you can find a vehicle used that's the same make and model. Now, when I say same make and model, I'm going to say close. Like, for example, this morning I was using the example of a RAV4, a Toyota RAV4. Basically, buy the car that I essentially already have. And we found a new one, and then we found a used one. Oh, but the used one is a slightly different model, the XLE instead of the LE. Close enough, as long as it's in the ballpark. Also, the booklet here says that the model has to be 3 years older, but you know, we've talked quite a bit about if you really want, when you buy a used vehicle, to avoid losing money to depreciation, 5 is a better number. So anywhere within 3 to 8 years difference is good. Anything older than 8 years, and you might be you're getting a much older vehicle. So 5 would be, I think, the ideal number, but anything in the range of 3 years older to 8 years older is fine, okay? You're gonna hand in all your calculations. I'd say work on loose leaf. You don't have to type this. You can handwrite it as long as it's nice and legible. If you would like to type, if you prefer typing to writing, by all means, you can type it and print it out. Here's a couple of websites that are handy. We've seen this guy before, right? That's the MPI where we ran vehicles to figure out how much their insurance would cost. And here's maybe the two places we'll find used vehicles, just Kijiji Motors, Kijiji Auto, and Auto Trader. Now, when you go to these two places, most of the ads that come up are dealerships that are trying to sell you used cars. What we'll do is we'll just kind of pretend that any used car we find, whether it's at a dealership or not, is a private sale for the sake of the math, okay? I'll show you. I'll do an example with you in a minute. First, you're going to make a title page. So you know how title pages look, right? It's going to be just basically a blank piece of paper with this information on it. The title, you can call it Vehicle Finance Project, your full name, write down that it's grade 12 essential math, and then put my name. Okay, and then you're going to choose a vehicle, and it says print out the advertisement. Now, I'm going to warn you against just going to a website and hitting the print button, because then you'll get like 20 pages of stuff. The smart thing to do would be something like what I'm about to do here. Suppose I start out just on good old Google, and let's say that I want to find a new, I'll use the same example as this morning, a new Toyota RAV4, new RAV4 2023. And let's see, let's find one. Here we go, for sale in Winnipeg at Crown Toyota. Let's see what Crown Toyota's got for me today. There we go, that one looks pretty good. It's a 35.5, there we go. So now, if I were to just hit print here, I'm going to get pages and pages and pages. So the smart thing to do is to maybe start yourself a Word page or something, and then use the greatest thing that Microsoft has ever invented, the snip tool. And then just snip out your ad, and that's good enough. I don't need pages and pages of ads. Good enough. Okay, so then you can paste it wherever you like. So that would be a way to save on just wasting paper when you're doing these. And of course, you can look around. You might, maybe the first one you see isn't the one you want. I like the look of this one. Okay, so that'd be the one I might pick for my project. So now I have to actually, again, before you go too far, make sure you can find the same vehicle, close as you can, used. So now how do I look for a used vehicle? Well, again, I can go to Auto Trader. And oh, look at that. It remembers that that's what I did this morning. and Auto Trader used vehicles in Winnipeg. And then you can use the menu on the right here, and you would like a, where are we? Where are you, Toyota? Toyota, and let's see, there we go. There's a Highlander, Tacoma. I would like maybe the model to be the RAV4. And then up will come these. Now again, most of the things that come up are going to be sponsored ads from car dealerships, not private sales. But we're going to pretend that the used vehicle is a private sale. This one's pretty good, 2017, right? 6 years old. That's good. So I might use that one along with my new one. Okay, yeah, used vehicles are a lot of money right now. Here's a 2016. Okay, so there we go. So I can find what I'm looking for. If you really do want to try to find one on a private sale, you know what you can do is you can go to seller type and just cut out dealer and then see what happens. See how many private sale ones come up. Ooh, they kind of get old pretty fast. Look at that. 2009, 2015. Here's a 2023 that's brand new. Why that's in used, I don't know. 2022. So there we go. So there's not much. So that's why I think in terms of private sales, we might kind of have to just take a dealership used vehicle and pretend we're buying it through a private sale, okay? This is all, there's an element of make-believe to our project, okay? We're not really buying cars, so make-believe. So there's the two types of research you got to do. Okay, here's the actual math, okay? So you're going to have to make sure you write yourself a paragraph, a couple of sentences describing your vehicle, make, model, year, color, the features that it comes with. And if you're wondering, well, how do I figure out the features that it comes with? Well, you just go back to the ad. And let's see, where was that ad? There we go. And you click on where it says details, and it'll tell you everything you want to know, what kind of features it has, right? What color it is, body type. Oh, this is interesting. If the ad tells you the mileage, like the fuel economy, 8.7, then when you're doing that question, you can, it says here to use these numbers, but I'll say if your ad has a number, you can use it. Okay, so this one says 9. My ad says, what does my ad say again? My ad says 8.7. I guess I might as well use 9. 8.7 is pretty close to 9. But you can use whatever the ad says. Not all ads will tell you the fuel economy. So if it doesn't, just use these numbers here and do the math on that question. Okay? And then for number 3, do we remember how to do insurance? We did this in class about a week or so ago. Okay, so let's see. What am I buying again? I am buying a 2023 RAV4 LE all-wheel drive. And remember how this works? You go to MPI. You can even just Google it if you don't want to type in the website. Just MPI, there it is, Manitoba Public Insurance. And then when you go to, you can go to online services, and up comes this really tiny screen. Feel free to zoom in on that. And you're not booking road tests or doing that. You are going to tools and going to insurance rate calculator. So then you type in the year. Remember we did this before? So 2023, list makes, Toyota, vehicle model, okay, RAV4, LE. Yeah, I guess they're all all-wheel drive, so I'm just going to go LE here. There we go. Thank you. And put in your postal code. I'll just use the schools. Okay, and then we're going to say that we're all-purpose because we're going to assume we drive it to work or school. And then we're going to say that we have no discount. We're going to assume, we should be listening. We can assume that we're all new drivers. For deductible, you can go with the absolute most to keep it cheapest, and for third party, go with the least to make it cheapest. Loss of use coverage, you can ignore that if you want. If your vehicle gets damaged and it's in the shop, you're just going to use the bus. And optional vehicle protection, I would say it's a new vehicle. You might want to say yes, but when you say yes, it's going to ask you how much it is, so you'd have to go back to your ad I've already forgotten what the actual price was. It was 30, what was it again? Oh, there it is, 35,540. So 35,540. And no, we're not going to say yes to this because the project says we're not going over 60,000. And for payment options, I'm going to say you can use whatever you like. Most people do monthly. And then you calculate, and there you go. You've done that question. And once again, you can print this. This one you actually have the ability to print this page out if you want. Or again, you can cut and paste it into Word if you like. Okay, so that's the insurance part. Did I? Oh, then I must have clicked something wrong. Okay, so buying the vehicle, you can figure out your total price. It's saying in this project that you're going to be trading in an old heap of some sort for $1,500 in trade value. My ad actually said, I remember it actually saying this. I'm going to close this off here. My ad actually said that included freight. So I am going to ignore this part of the question where it says add the freight charge. But if your ad doesn't say including freight, add a freight charge. Okay? Or unless your ad says a different amount. Maybe, again, not a Japanese vehicle like I'm buying would probably have a slightly lower freight charge. Number 5, you're going to do depreciation. Now, this one here, calculate depreciation after 3 years. Actually, you're going to calculate the depreciation after as many years old as your used choice is. Okay? Because the whole point here is to compare buying a new vehicle to buying a used vehicle. So if I had chosen that 2016 one as my used vehicle, then this would be 7 years, not 3, because I have to figure out how much it's worth after 7 years. Get the idea? Okay, and again, so after not necessarily 3 years, but depending on how old the vehicle you pick for your used one is. So there's the depreciation question. Now task 2, the used car. Again, you're going to try your best. And again, 3 years doesn't have to be 3. It can be anywhere from 5 to 8. Yes, make sure you're looking in Manitoba. And again, the best 2 places to look are Kijiji. Is that how you spell Kijiji? Kijiji and Auto Trader. If you find somewhere else, that's fine. Okay, we're going to assume all purchases are private, even if it does say that it's at a dealership in your ad. We're going to just assume private, and then you're going to use these numbers. And then you're going to compare the depreciation that you found in the last part, number 5, with the price of your vehicle and see which one's going to end up being lower. Then there's some questions at the end that you're going to answer. And again, this is kind of like a test, right? This will count the same as the actual vehicle finance test that we'll do. And actually, I had to move that. We were going to do it Friday. We're going to have to do it Monday because my morning class loses the class to a grad assembly. So we'll be doing the grad assembly is slot 3 on Friday. So we will do the test on Monday. Okay, so that's it. Any questions? That's a good question. I'd say maybe by the end of next week. I've got a library period booked for us for Thursday. So hopefully by Thursday you've already kind of got your vehicle that you've kind of picked and you're ready to do things like print out and write things out, do the calculations. Okay, any questions? All right, ready?